training every single person who actually accepts a credit card with what their responsibilities is and how do you handle situations. So this is the awareness training which we're normally giving it to you. So one part of that. So this is how normally the structures are always at the properties, and that's normally the common places where actually breaches normally take place. And from here, from the property level, it goes to the internet and directly to the main database at Marriott Corporate Entities. Okay, that's pretty much it.
Yay!
Don't let me clap on myself. Good job.
I had a quick question about the key lock, right?
Yeah, give me 1 second, let me just quickly tell you, this is my name actually. Legally, any hotels which we manage, we always ask the hotel operators to call the person who actually is going to represent you to the PCI Security Council. So normally, when we manage the hotels, it's me. I don't want you guys. We do not encourage hotels to actually directly call the banks and PCI Security Standard Council until you have gone through like the corporate office.
Yeah.
So Marty is actually going to be the person who would be great for right now. So anytime you see or learn that there is a breach, please document it.
Okay.
Please document it
Yeah.
first, and then reach out to Marty so that they can actually look for people who can represent them to the banks
Okay.
or take the case to the bank, because they need to do an internal investigation of what happened exactly, and then how do we basically
Will we
manage
get
the
your
liability.
card?
Yeah, I'll send you this
The
presentation.
presentation? Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I normally, what we do is, I normally represent our clients into the PCI Security Council, so that's why I have to legally print my number here. That's my direct number. But if there is a breach, it normally hotels calls me directly. So I ask them to document the incident and send it to me so that we can investigate internally, and then we can reach out to the banks if required.
I think the big thing for our property, what I see that has to take effect immediately is the credit card authorizations. Max, if you
Fax
and
process.
Megan, yeah, you know, because they are coming into the sales fax, they're going into the PBX fax, and they're going down into accounting. And so we all, through our 100 years of experience around this table, have gone through this many times. So you do good for a while, right? And then all of a sudden people become very laxed in that, and your sales managers start giving, what is the fax number here, this and that, and they're just not trained to where, and then they're like, oh, you're making my job difficult because now I don't know if I received the credit card authorization. It now just goes down to, oh, what about the weekends? Because accounting is closed. We need to get that credit card authorization on a weekend. And so what do you recommend for that? And that's where it came into the PBX, to be quite honest.
So
Because they couldn't get it, you were upsetting the guest. And hotels are 24/7.
That's correct.
So, you know, sales wise, it's gotta go in on this certain day down to accounting, but weekends is where it fell through the cracks.
So normally what happens is actually, there are 3 ways to protect yourself from, as I said, breach is a different thing, but to make sure that you're PCI compliant. As I said, when a QSA walks in, there are 2 things he's going to look at. One is your process, are you PCI compliant? Okay, so that's all he's going to say. He's not going to say how you got breached or what got breached first. He's going to see if you're in compliance.
Correct.
So in order to be in compliance, all you have to do is 3 things. One is definitely some of them are process-based solutions which you have to implement, and some of them are technology-based solutions, and the third one is awareness training. Everybody what they're responsible for. So to answer your questions, that's a process-based. So as long as your third-party credit card authorization form has a fax number, which you are actually going to take the information from there. Like I said, even if you actually send this form out to a client, they will email it to you most likely.
I
because
know
that's-
they do.
Yeah, and they do normally, but as long as you have done your job in order to protect and be in compliance, that's all the
That's all
keywords,
that's
that's all it's.
required.
Yeah,
Okay.
so if, as long as they have only one fax number printed at the bottom of the third-party credit card authorizations, then you're covered from a PCI compliance standpoint. So that means you have actually taken care of the liability on your side as an hotel
To
operator.
verify that.
So
Okay.
once you have that, it's going to be, if they fax it to another fax number, they still can, you cannot stop them.
Okay.
But the only thing which I said, from a hotel operator standpoint, as soon as you see that form coming into our hotel or our premises, then you have to print, delete, if it's in the email, print or take it from the fax and stamp it confidential. As long as you've done stamping on the form as confidential, then automatically as a hotel operator liability, you've pretty much done all what PCI compliance requires you to.
Well, here's the other compromise as well, because, and I'll just reference sales, I mean, because with QA, they go through a couple of the sales files, and all of a sudden they see the credit card authorization form in the sales file.
Sales file, I
You
see
have
that a
just
lot.
failed.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Right?
That's correct.
So after the credit card authorization, which needs to be routed down to the accounting office immediately
Correct.
after it's been, a copy cannot be put in there, so I'll review
Right.
that as well.
That's exactly,
Okay.
that's how the process needs to be.
Mhm.
And documented, so that when
Right.
QSA asks you, what is your process of maintaining the third-party
Okay.
credit card authorization? Actually, what we have started doing is at our properties, we do not allow them to use paper third-party credit card authorization anymore. So there is a link, actually, you send out or email it to the clients,
Yes,
and they do it online,
okay,
and they fill it out, and that information is
Yeah, we're
automatically.
looking into something like that, so if you can help us maybe with something like that too, please let us know, because we were talking about that at the conference, is what we can do to, you know, be more compliant.
Exactly.
Not to send those paper forms, you know,
Exactly.
so.
So
Okay.
it
If
helps
you
you.
can help us with that.
Yeah, so it helps
Yeah,
you with
that's
the
why I brought it up.
OTA, it helps you a lot with the OTA, and it helps a lot with the third-party credit card
okay.
authorizations. So that process is actually trying to control this whole chargeback situations, because that company actually protects, first of all, it brings you into compliance right away. So if you're not able to protect or change the process around your third-party credit card authorization handling at the local property, you just have to email the client, and they will actually go online and input the credit card information